Hello! Today we're going to be diving into food combination theory. This is a way to increase your energy. Really fascinating stuff. So as you know, I am pretty much obsessed with energy. How do you get more of it? How do I become more energetic in the day? How do I then make the most and optimize my routines? So let me just briefly explain a little bit about what this is, because this is really cool. This is something new. I've been doing this for the past 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months, and it's been really wicked. So let me explain how it works. So very simply, we have different macros of food, right? We've got fat, protein, carbohydrates. Very simple. Now, these all digest at different speeds in the body. Makes sense. When you eat them all at once, they can only digest as fast as the slowest one because everything gets stuck and mixed together, and then that will cause farting and bloating and to make you feel uncomfortable. Interesting. So, I was eating really healthy, but I was farting like a demon. And I realized that I was just feeling bloated and uncomfortable after meals. And I didn't know why. It didn't really make much sense. So as I started to dive into food combination theory, I realized why. So, carbohydrates, they require a different type of environment. Carbohydrates will require an alkaline environment and a digestive enzyme beginning with P, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. Next is protein. Now, protein requires a completely different environment. It needs to be acidic. And that digestive enzyme is pepsin, so I know that one. Now, if you eat protein and carbs, then your digestive system is producing both acid and alkaline enzymes, but they cancel each other out. So it's much harder to digest the food. For me, as I was diving into it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But, you know, as I share things with you, I want you to test this out because, you know, ultimately it's you and your body. But for me, I think this is brilliant. So now that I've said that and briefly explained it, let me just explain some of the principles that I now implement that I think you're going to really like. So the first one is that fruit you want to have by itself on an empty stomach. And the reason for that is it's just very difficult to digest with other types of food. However, if you have a smoothie, and if you watch, my Instagram, you'll see I eat a ton of smoothie bowls. What I will do is I will use a blender and it pre-digests the fruit so that it flows through your system slightly quicker and it doesn't upset your tummy as much. So, first one is you want to make sure you eat fruit alone, or you make sure it is pre-digested through a smoothie. Number 2 is you want to be having carbs with vegetables. So any types of vegetables, so you have a sweet potato and a bunch of veggies or whatever it is. This is pretty simple. You don't want to mix it with protein. Now instead, principle 3 is protein you have with non-starchy vegetables. So non-starchy basically means no potatoes, something like basically those big ones. I'm not going to explain all of them on here, but if you type in non-starchy versus starchy vegetables or food combination theory online, you'll get a ton of stuff. I just want to introduce it to you because I found it really helpful and I think it could help you too. Number 4, there are some things you can just eat with bloody everything. And that is, vegetables, spices, lemon, apple cider vinegar, curry powder, like all these sorts of stuff. Curry powder, because I really like curry, in case you didn't know. And that you can pretty much have with everything. And the last one, this is important, is you don't want to be drinking lots of cold water or lots of water with your meals, because this dilutes the acid in your stomach, so it stops you digesting the food properly. So for these principles, I'm sharing these with you. You don't have to take them at face value. Test this out, because I've had times where I have balanced days, I have healthy days. There's some days where I do not apply to this rule. And I really actually feel it now because I know what it's like to not have it. And often it's only once you start to apply this that you start to see the differences, because you start to notice them, which I think is really cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you find it helpful. Comment if you have any questions, and I'll speak to you very soon.